welcome back. So we're back at Rocky. It's another day. It's a couple of weekends on from the last time you saw us. I'm back at Rocky and we had a problem. Let me show you. And a bit of a problem was I didn't actually turn on and record what I should have recorded, but Rocky had a bit of a problem. If you remember back a few weeks, we had a problem with this, and if anyone knows what this is, then you've done this before more than likely. That there is your seat belt and airbag module, and ours decided to go bang, and we had to send it back up to our friends up in Liverpool, Crash Data. And when they got there, sorry, camera skills aren't great today. The lady had to tell me that my unit was dead, but apparently this sort of happens on these sort of Fiat Ducatos, Citroens and Peugeots. The units last about 10 years, and anything over 10 years you're doing good. Rocky's lasted 13, so we've had to replace the unit. Now I asked, are they future proof? No, these units are probably good for another 10 years, but luckily we won't have Rocky then, we'll have the new one. I will show you what I had to do. So down here you basically have to unbolt. So basically the first thing you have to do is actually disconnect the battery, which I've done. Negative. Don't worry about that, that's just a reversing piece, so I have actually disconnected it. And then you have two clips around here which you have to pop off. And then you have to undo 3 bolts, and that's it. You can get the unit out, and as I said, you can send it up to Liverpool to get fixed and recoded and repaired, or they can tell you it's knackered. And if you see here, if I can get in close enough, the date on this one is 2024, so that's a brand new unit. So we're gonna fire Rocky up now and see if everything has worked. First things first, undo the steering lock, happy days, and loose the keys down into the bottom. What I'm going to do at the minute is I'm not going to put any of this back. I'm just going to turn Rocky over and see if the lights go out. If they do, I'm good. Right, he's in neutral, yes. Right, let's go. Wait for the glow plugs are out. Let's have a look. Oh. That doesn't look too well. Those lights should be out. I'm going to take the unit out again and have a look. Right, mental note to anyone doing this: if you ever do this and you're pushing these connectors in, make sure you've got them in nice and tight, nice and snug. I have just had exactly what happened to me when I first did this, that this grey connector here is a little bit loose, so I had to give it a bit of a push out, push in, go clicked in. Once you know that's in, it shouldn't cause a problem. And now I will show you. We have no light. Well, we do have a light that with the seatbelt, but I haven't plugged my seatbelt in. Right, so here we go, take 2. Yes! Right, time to get all this stuff put back to place and get Rocky over home. So after I've now fixed we're back at home by the way. Ruben's there doing some chalk and chilling out. Zoe's in the house doing bits, Ralph's joining her. Right, you may see the fridge covers off because I've got another project with the fridge. So what we've got, because we're going to France, one thing that you do suffer with absorbers in fridges and the hotter weather is getting airflow through them. So what I am doing is I'm fitting these 2 fans at the bottom. Now whoever's in the comments go, oh, it should be on the drying it out, doesn't matter, it needs airflow. So what this is going to do is pull air in and send air up, but I will show you something just now. We'll go up the ladder. If you see me fall ungracefully, it means I've just killed myself. Here we go. But oh yeah, just here you can just see there's a vent. That's the top vent. So unlike other motorhomes that have vents at the top here, our vent's up here. So what I'm going to do is I've taken measurements of this, and I'm going to speak to a few friends and see if I can get a 3D printed plate to go on the top of that. And then I've looked on Amazon and there's a 12 volt fan I can get that will sit on there and draw out. So that's the next plan, is to get that with a motorized fanned vent. Now I'm going to get down before I kill myself. So right, I'll explain what I've done. So I've fitted the fan in here. This is actually one from Brunner. We get loads of stuff from Brunner. We love it. Really good, German made. It's a like basically plug and play system. You just got to wire it into 12 volts. The how I've got my 12 volt is I've drilled a couple of holes here, which then go into the back of my underside, and I've got a TV. This is actually the TV 12 volt cigarette lighter. It's got 20 amps, so it's more than enough for the fan. And what I've done is I've just put some piggyback connectors. You can get them from Halfords, and then I'm connecting the fan on it. Now, the way I see it is the TV and the fan are never going to be on really at the same time, and even if I have to, I'll just turn the fan off while the TV's on, so we're not going to pull in too much power, and one's never always on. And I've just tested it, it works lovely. Look, hang on, I'm going to turn around and hang on, is it oh no, safety first, I've taken the isolator out. I'll put the isolator in. All good pups, yes. Ruben is like singing Paw Patrol songs at the minute. Right, so I'm now going to flip the switch and try not to kill myself. And I was like, yeah, so that's the max one, as you can see here. They're going. I put my hair in, and there's a nice breeze being pulled in, so it's going to pull air in there. Now they're not very big. They're only two sort of electric fans. These are sort of, I know you get these from a computer plan, and you can do that, but these are just, this fits just well enough for here because it goes behind the screen, which is there. So I'm going to get on and tidy everything up, and I'll show you what I've done once I've tidied everything up, because it's a little bit messy now, and I've got a tie wrap and everything because there's cables everywhere. So join me in a second. Well, the big yellow ball of gas in the sky, look, this is just after that heat wave we had in June. That's why we got Rocky here. So the fan is now all in, so it's sat behind there working quite nicely. And in here under the cupboard, that's where I fit the control unit, and it's all wired in, all tested, and it's working lovely. So that's job number one done. Now for Ruben's blind, he sort of as any 11-year-old does, want to play with things. Oh look, oh look, oh look, the boss is here, the project manager's here. Yeah, sorry, the contract director. Yeah, well, I'm not paying him until job's finished. Another job I've just done is I fitted our Movis tag. So if you don't know what this is, a Movis tag are basically the toll tags for France. You can oh, I've got to do another job. Short woman problems. Right. So this is all us prepping for France. But yes, as I was saying, if you are going to France, there's a thing called Bip and Go. You've seen a few people do it, but this is it. It's from a company called a Movis tag. If you are with the Caravan and Motorhome Club, you can get a discount on this, but because I signed up last year and I just reactivated my account, they just gave me that for free. I didn't think I got charged, or didn't they? I put 20 quid, I think it is, for deposit. But then you stick it in your windscreen, and what happens is, when you go to France, you go on the tools, and you basically just drive along the Bip and Go aisle, which has got like a T on it, and basically that thing goes beep and lets you go, and it basically racks up your bill through a month. It, doesn't it? Yeah, just as you approach. If you approach it about, I think it's about 30 miles an hour you can do it at. You wouldn't, and when you go through those toll bits, you're not going to drive through that 30. You are not. Well, you might do, but you're nuts if you do. It will then take your basically through a billing cycle, so like the 28th to the 28th of each month. It will total up what you've done in that month, and then they will charge you that toll fee the following month. So this is pretty good if you're going to France and don't have to keep paying the tolls, but you can spread it to the next month. That's brilliant for that. So you can just sort of go there, do what tolls you want, and you can look at your account to see what you're paying on them. And generally these sit there at class 2, so there's no macking around and everything. It'll always recognise you as class 2 once you've got it registered as a class 2. And yeah, it's really good and really simple. So we'll show you that when we go to France. But next off, Mrs. Tigg is off to do other jobs. She's coming back now, and I'm going to go fix the blind. So we'll go and fix Ruben's blind. Right, let me introduce you to the next job. This seems to be a running theme because last when did we go away? Oh, Easter. I had to do loads. We did a vlog like this before, but our lovely son Ruben, as you may know, is on the autistic spectrum and does like to play with things, and he has decided to pull the cord for the blind out of his window. Now we're going somewhere where we need to use this. To be honest, I wouldn't worry, but Zoe is insisting I do it. And now this is a pain in the arse because it sits behind this piece here. So I'm having to use like all sorts of tools to try and get this out and deassemble the blind, refit that cord in there, which is going to be fun as it is, but I think I do know how I can do it. It's not going to be easy, but I think I know how I'm going to do it and then get it back on. So wish me luck. Right.
So our little boy likes to play with the blinds. I don't know whether any of those child does. So obviously I've explained, but he's had to call me out of the house to come and help him. So you need 2 people to put it together.
Well,
but the screws are right up underneath there, so you can't even see the holes or anything. So he is
struggling,
running out of patience.
Yep.
You know, counting to 10, it's not working. The amount of stuff he's dropped downside the bed. But we're getting there. One last job after this job today is replacing those lights at the back. So we have changed to these smaller ones because it is something also that Ruben likes to play with. So we thought if we just change it to a smaller one, and these are USB, so you can plug his phone in the back. So that's Joe's next job. Yeah, I wish I could have the camera on all the time because the amount of noises that are coming from you is unbelievable. So yeah, one more blind to look at, which is in the bathroom. I just want the Mozzie nets on it.
Unfortunately, that doesn't happen because if anyone's got one of these motorhomes and you have these type of blinds, I have repaired one in the past. That one actually did get repaired, but they're made of like cheap plastic and they break. So what happens is these are all on, they're basically run on strings that are tight strings, which are the same as these Remus blinds. So
oh
no, that's just a, or unfortunately that's going to have to just be a case of when we do this, that's what's going to have to happen. It's these are incredibly hard to fix and are incredibly hard to install. So I bet you if you take it to a shop, they'll just buy a new one and put a new one on. But these can be fixed. I fixed the one at the front a few weeks ago because the string had snapped. I just simply did it by tying a little piece of string on and added on. It had a missing spring, but I found a replacement spring. Yeah, I think next time if I do one of these, and I have to do these, I'm just going to buy a new one. But they are about 80 quid. So that'll do us for France. That it's not perfect, but it will do. I've now got to find the screw because I dropped a screw down that side.
And I got to go and wake Ruben up.
Right, so yeah.
We'll catch you in a bit for the next job.
Yeah, next job, and we will tell you about our French trip right at the end of this vlog. Right, more jobs. So you see these lights here? Yeah, they're very good and they're very quite plush and so on, but they're not practical. You sort of smack your head on them and so on. So we bought these smaller ones with also a USB port in them. So this will be like, I think this is like a maximum, the USB doesn't really tell you, but it's probably going to be a 5 amp USB out of this. So I'm literally just unscrewing that now. I'm going to screw one of these in. It's a simple like for like. Just remember, if you're working on a motorhome and like these German models, the cables for positive and minus are black and white. Now, here is the screwy bit. Black is positive and white is negative or neutral, while black for us is neutral. So if you are doing any electrics in here, double check stuff. I've already done sort of all the checking on this and checked the with my multimeter, and it is the case. So I'm going to get on and get these done, and then I'm going to have to try and screw in the light. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to get these wired in first and then make sure they work, and then I may have to find a new screw because I think the screws that came with this are quite long. So, and the screws that come with that, the original ones are a little bit too small. So I'm going to get on and I'll basically if you know how to unwire and wire stuff, you can, and if you know how to unscrew and screw something in, you don't need to watch me doing it. So I'm going to get on and do this, and I'll show you when it's finished. And there you go, I fit the first one, so I'm going to get in a rather compromising position. And here we go, here's the new light. Yeah, don't worry about this wire, you're never going to see that. But yeah, and the USB works, yeah. So don't be afraid if you want to do some DIY, change your lights and so on in the van. Just make sure they're 12 volt. Make sure the wiring, you know, black to black, red to red. Or, as I said earlier, if you've got one of these sort of more European models, sometimes they're black and white. But remember, black is live and white is neutral. And as I said, get your multimeter, check if you have to. But right, I'm going to get on with the last one. And that's pretty much the job's kind of done for Rocky. There'll be more coming up of us getting it really ready for Europe. These are all the odd jobs that we're doing to upgrade them. Obviously the Van Guardian, the fan, the lights, all to make it a bit more comfortable for ourselves. And I have one other little addition to our myriad of stuff that I'm doing, and I'll show you that in the next bit. So the next part of our adventure is now upon us in this vlog. There's Zoe.
So we are in the electric bike shop in Cardiff with Ruben and Mr. Tigg is over there. We are collecting his new Astari foldable electric bike. So he's just over there now with the guy.
You joined me, it's a couple of weeks before it's actually 2 weeks before we head to France. Don't mind that in the back, that's something that's coming soon. I'll be on a new vlog. Right, I am in the garage and I am absolutely running around like a headless chicken because I'm trying to find bits and pieces of equipment to service Rocky, because that is today's job. I am going to be servicing the motorhome and things I need are just here. Oh, for you to clamp or wrench or whatever. I've got a load of stuff to do, like more fans to do and so on, but I've actually got to move the van first because it's a Saturday afternoon. Ruben's having a bit of a hard time today. The weather's sort of on and off and we've been in and out, so he's going to be taken off to the range. Just going to get some stickers and so on with Zoe, and I'm going to service Rocky. So thank you to Auto Parts Wales for supplying our stuff. It's all bought, they're not sponsored, but also and thank you to That Leisure Shop, Mr. Matthew. You supplying the new sink waste that I've got to fit. But here's some of the stuff. So he's going to go out on Blue Thunder and take Ruben to the shop, and I'm going to service that thing. So first job will be the fuel filter, which is not easy because I've got to take the headlight out. So wish me luck. This isn't going to be a tutorial, I'm just going to sort of take you through the bits that I'm doing and show you as they go. If you want one of those, head over to Sweet Life on Tour channel. They've got a really good vlog about how you service your motorhome. I'll leave it in a link up here. So yeah, let's crack on. Right, let me just pause the Hilltop Hoods. If you haven't checked them out, really good, sort of Australian hip-hop 90s band. Yeah, enjoyable hip-hop I would call it. Not quite Will Smith, but getting that way. Right, so if you are wanting to do the fuel pump, which is tucked in right behind here, that's my alarm, but our fuel pump's right there, then you have to actually take out, on all these, have to take the headlight out. And you do that by taking out this piece of trim, and then you've got several bolts holding it in. I think, yeah, there's one there. I've already taken that one out and that, but I'm really happy about this actually. I'm happy that I have to take them out, really weirdly, purely because I get to play with my new toy. Well, it's not new, I've had this about a year, but I bought this off Team. Yes, I get to play with my automatic wrench, automatic socket. Right, I'm going to get on, I'm going to get the headlight out and I'll give you a shout and show you when I'm installing the fuel pump. Right, first epic fail, but it isn't. I've had a bit of a spillage of diesel, yeah, which isn't good. So I'm going to have to like clean that up later. So we've just done this, and the fuel filter, which is down here, I've just got it out and it has a sensor in the bottom. Now the fuel filter they've given me, when I tried to put the sensor back in it, it didn't go up all the way up. So it's telling me that's the wrong fuel filter. So I am now, oh God, gonna have to take that back. But I watched someone else's video and I get in contact with them tonight and they had the same problem. So I need to take this back and speak to them and see if I can get the fuel filter that allows the longer sensor. So yeah, I will have to see what happens with that. Right, on to the next thing, which I think is going to be the air filter. I'll do it while the headlight's out because it's going to be easier. So we're going to do that next, and yeah, I'm going to put some gloves on. So air filter. Right, so we've got the old, there's the old filter there. Here's the new one in my hand. Strange, this other older filter has like a sheepskin sort of thing around it. Don't think there's much of a problem because I've seen people put these filters in before. But it is literally just 4 screws and it fits in there. So I'm going to chuck the new one in and get the screws back in. It is a bit of a twat. I had to use about 3 different types of screwdrivers to get these screws out because the heads aren't the best. But we got there. Oil filter will be imminently. The radiator fluid is good. That's sort of maxed out, so we're good on that. I now need to clean up because I had a bit of a diesel spill with there, so we're gonna get the air filter in and yeah, that's the next job done. Comment below, do I look stressed? Right, so this was my problem. I needed a hex key or Allen key to undo the sump plug on Rocky, and we had bought a new one, which is just here, but that has got a 10mm hex bit. Now when I went underneath thinking, oh right, okay, it'll be 10mm hex bit on the existing sump. It looks like it's a 12, so I've just had to run down to Screwfix because I didn't own a 12, and I've now got this lovely new set that was bought from Screwfix for a tenner. So Peter, I forgot to do it, but I've got more tools, so as long as it works, I don't care, and I've just got a new set of hex bits. Don't tell Zoe. This, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube community, this is a dirty cabin filter, and trust me, it is bugging. And on another note, it's a freaking twat to get to. So the air filter in a Viet Ducati lives here, which is right behind where you may have a drinks holder, but we've got a glove compartment. Our drinks holder is that. It's from something X, Project X, I think. But this is the amount of bolts and screws and everything, and also that amount as well. To actually, this is to get the actual thing out. That's to actually for the drinks holder and everything. Yeah, so yeah, this has been fun. Not, and I don't think I even needed to take these ones out, but I did. And yeah, if you want to do your own servicing, it is great fun, but prepare to be frustrated on several occasions. I'm going to put this back together, but so far it's been a win, other than the fuel filter, which is the same problem. That if you go over and watch, as I said, Sweet Life on Tour, Andy's tutorial on how to do the service, he'll show you why. But yeah, basically the sensor is too long, or we've got the wrong fuel filter basically for the sensor in here, so I've got to go back to the parts place on Monday and try and get the right one, but I think I've got the code, and my wife is calling me, so I'm going to get off. I'm going to put everything back together, and then I'm going to take the motorhome back to its storage yard because I've had enough and I'm hungry, so I better crack on and stop waffling. So we'll see you whatever comes next. So as with any motorhome trip, it really does worry sometimes with space and the I'm going to fall over. No, she's telling me no. Right, I'll let you explain, Mrs. Tigg, then.
So, as we are quite paranoid about, well, I am, about the heat, etc., and I tend to not drink a lot. I have had Holy before, but...
Not sponsored, but...
Not sponsored.
So we can give you an honest review when we try these.
Well, I've already tried this, and it's like drinking lemon sherbet. But if anything, if you do order, just be massively prepared for the long delivery. Because although they say they're a British brand, it comes from Germany.
Poland.
Same difference. So yeah, I am one that tends not to drink a lot. No fault of my own. In the heat, I do get a lot of headaches, which annoys Mr. Tigg. So I decided to go for the Hydrate, and I did find it very nice. I am quite picky when it comes to anything supplement. So this pot here has, I think, around 50
servings.
50 servings. So that will.
They also give you a bit of a funky little shaker to go with it.
Yeah. So that will sort me and Joe out for our holidays.
And if anyone knows me, I'm into my training and that, and I do like an energy drink. I'm not a monster, but getting close to it. So
this is cheaper and a massive alternative to having
healthier.
Yeah, and space, etc. So I think what was a can of energy drink today?
£1.50, £2.
If not more. So I think this works out to just 89
30p.
89 pence.
Is it 89 pence?
Yeah. Per serving. So Joe hasn't tried that yet, and he also gets, which he will be impressed with.
Funky Tiger shaker.
So obviously, space wise, that's what we have got.
So stay tuned for the review when we drink them. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to carry on. I actually got the fuel filter today, so the next scene you'll see is me fitting the fuel filter and the rest of the van getting ready, and then we're 1 week away. Right. The last job of the van service. I've now been able to acquire the correct filter. So if you are servicing one of these, which is a Fiat Ducato sort of 2011 to 2014, and you're going to use Borg & Beck, which are a sort of value servicing brand. They're good, don't get me wrong. You want, for this one, you need BBF 8301. Now, if you've gone over and watched the Sweet Life on tour, like I've told you to, Andy's service, you'll see he had exactly the same problem that we've had. So now I'm going to get on, I'm going to grab this, I'm going to use my neighbour's wall because he's quite understanding, and I'm going to quickly whip out, yes, if you remember what I did last time from earlier on in the vlog, I'm not going to bore you with it this time, but I've got to whip this out by taking this bolt, this out, and this whole bit comes out, and then I've got to get right in there and get the fuel filter. So give me about, I don't know, 2 seconds, and you'll see the fuel filter in. Right, that's the light out. So I've got the drip tray from earlier. I like to keep it sort of, it's a long one. There's the fuel filter. Right, so let me show you. That's my automatic wrench. Another Temu-tastic find. Right, so here we are, lights out, and here you go. Here's the fuel filter, and then basically you've got these two bits on the end, the top to get off, which you just have to like get your fingers in and like push 2 little white tabs and 2 little yellow tabs. They will then pop out. You undo this 10mm bolt, and the thing will come out. Underneath there is a sensor, so you've got to do some work on that. But to explain all that, as I said, go watch Andy's vlog. It will be in the description. He does a very good one on it and explains it way better than I can. So, time to get the fuel filter out. So as you can see, everything's back in place. Fuel filter is in. Had a bit of a problem though when I stuck it in, and I forgot a key thing you should do. Once you put a new fuel filter in, you must like basically turn the engine on and off a couple of times. So what it does is then lets the fuel pump fuel through the actual sensor itself, through the water. It's a water filter for the petrol, and it also has a sensor. If you try and turn it over like I did, obviously it's still starved of fuel, and it kicks a code. So my engine code kick off. Thankfully I've got a little OBD reader. Chuck it on. Found the code, deleted it. I've just given Rocky a spin around the block, and everything is mwah. So that's the service done. Now, next job for me today is I'm going to get on the roof, and if you remember earlier on, I put in, hang on, we're going to have to use, right, hang on, use the habitation key, try not to break it, pull this up, and try and remove this. Oh, Ralph's joined us. Oh, don't want to do that. I put in this fan here. Now what I'm going to do this afternoon is our vent for our top of our fridge, because our fridge is a condensing fridge which basically needs airflow. So I've got these fans now that will push it in, and I'm going to put up here on the top there is a vent, and I'm going to put an external fan which we've sort of made up. So that's my next job, so get the ladders.
Back to me and my DIY problems that Joe can't be trusted with. So yeah, so what I'm doing today is these, most motorhomes got them and caravans, the tape is coming undone, and I've glued it, I've ironed it, loads of different ways, and with a hobby you can't get it to match. I don't know whether the camera's picking it up, but you have got little fleckles in it. So I went down to our local plastic place and bought some of these. So I'm hoping they're going to work. But there's Joe coming in like a rhino. Yeah?
Yeah, and I made a bit of a mistake. We've just run a little bit short on tape, but it should be fine.
Right.
Right, I'll video and show Zoe.
Show Zoe what to do.
No, show Zoe putting on the new strips.
Do you want to back up that camera a little bit?
Back up.
Yeah.
You sure?
No, well at least I'm not dripping like a tap.
Yeah, I'm not going to show you. I am a bit sweaty today.
Yeah, so this is that one, yeah?
500mm goes here at the back, so yeah. Do you want to peel that off first, or?
I'm going to peel this back. I'm not going to take it off, because it's just adding extra protection. So the bit that you messed up is at the top, is it?
That's this one up behind us on the skylight. So I didn't mess it up, it's just we ran short on tape.
As they say, too many chiefs, not enough Indians and all our jazz. Because I just left him to his own devices to, use a silicone gun, and he should have seen the state of it.
That's why she's the
why
car.
He's never ever done any silicone. I've always done it.
Yeah, I will openly admit.
Must have,
openly admit I'm not very good at that.
About half a gallon.
Half a tube, yeah. Simple engineering, dear.
It's not simple engineering. You go round the Marlborough Bush to get back in the same position.
Answers on a postcard. Or in the comments below. So
that looks alright. I know it's like a different colour. But the issue we got with the ceiling ones, this one, our little monkey man likes to pick it with his feet when he's laid on the bed. Right, so we are all done. I must say, it does look a lot neater. And there, my idea. I'll take full responsibility for that. Job well done by Mrs. Tigg. Right, so we are all done. I must say, it does look a lot neater. And there, my idea. I'll take full responsibility for that. Job well done by Mrs. Tigg.
That's going in the bloopers.
So, we have just finished all our upgrades. It is the Saturday before we go on our travels.
Yeah, 6 days to go.
Yeah, 6 days to go. So we thought we'd sit down and tell you where we're going, what I have booked, because this is all my itinerary, and Joe was just
doing what I'm told.
Asked for one thing, and I fitted that one thing in. So we leave you on Saturday, Friday the 17th, just after Ruben finishes last day in school, so it's going to be a very emotional one. We was going to go on the Saturday, but we've changed our minds now. I'm going to head down to
Maidstone,
to a caravan and motorhome site, because we're not due to get the Eurotunnel till
early afternoon.
So if you could hear Ralph panting in the background. So we leave there then, and we're going to make our way to
Folkestone, and then we head basically to Dijon, but obviously we're not going to make it all the way to Dijon. If they maybe get us onto a earlier train, but obviously this is the first day after schools break up, so there is maybe not, we might, hopefully, we'll see. We'll head as far down towards Dijon as we feel comfortable. There's I've earmarked some search for sites and some park for nights
around
the app.
dreams, really, because it's the first time that we are taking Ralph. And as most of you know, France is also having a wave the same as us. So we usually do the, rule of 3, drive 3 hours, stop for an hour. So we're just going to go with the flow for the Saturday. Sunday then we are booked in a campsite for Dijon.
And it's pretty much in the centre of Dijon.
It's in the centre of Dijon that we found just come across someone on YouTube, didn't we?
Yeah, and then checked it on Park for Nights again.
Yeah, so we are booked in there then to go around the city.
And that was rather reasonable as well. I think
Yeah,
it was like
really cheap actually.
€22 for the night, and that's in the campsite. But they also have an air outside, which is about €18, which is just sort of park in the car park, but there is like a toilet and that you can use there.
Yeah, so basically there for 24 hours. Then we are making our way down to Annecy. Depending what time we are up that next day, we are going to try. And I am so glad that I have booked all these campsites way back in January, because I think it was like 2 months ago that we asked our campsite in Annecy, could we add another night on, and they're fully booked already. So we are going to chance it because there is loads of Park for Nights.
Yeah, we're going to find
and search for sites to go down to Annecy.
There's a couple of campsites I've sort of also earmarked that are just in case, but they are like about 20 miles away.
Yeah, but we're going to then go to our campsite in Annecy, which we are there for 3 nights, which is, I'd say, middle of the lake, really.
Yeah, it's on the eastern side, sort of 3/4 of the way
so
down.
I'm really looking forward to that. And when I've been looking at these stops, I've always got Reuben first and front of my mind. Hence, we got to be near water. The campsites that we've booked have all got swimming pools
And parks.
Play parks, and we're close to the sea. So we're in Annecy on the water. We move from there then to Pontiac, which we've got a couple of excursions planned then. So
we found
keep posted on the vlog to watch them.
Yeah, we found the campsite for there on another vlog.
Yeah, so we're there for 2 nights. Then we move on to the Dordogne, which we also found on
the same vlogs.
Vlogs, yeah. And we kind of knew the areas that we wanted to see, because obviously we went to France last year, and it is a massive place. I don't think you'll ever see in all of France, if I'm honest. And then we're going to take Reuben to
Futuroscope, which is...
I can't wait for that. He is going to absolutely love it. It is, if you've got an autistic child or anybody on the spectrum, if you see the stuff they've got in the water park, he is just going to find that amazing.
But there's also rides there, and one of the rides is pretty much a copy of Soaring in Epcot, and we know how much he loves that, so that's going to be so check out, that'll be its own vlog on its own, just going around the park.
So yeah, that's our trip in a nutshell.
Yeah, so
we're roughly away for like 3 weeks, I think it is.
Yeah.
So it feels like we haven't been away and slept away in Rocky for ages.
6 weeks.
Yeah, because we've just been doing a lot of upgrades, a lot of prepping, and it's just been emotional because it's Reuben's last couple of weeks in school, so we've been dealing with that. He's been absolutely marvellous. I hope he really enjoys it. And Ralph, and hopefully that we will bear the heat. We have prepped as much as we can without air conditioning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully we shall see you on our next vlog, which will be travel day.
Yes, so thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, click and subscribe, and hype, whatever that is.
It's a new thing.
It's a new thing,
yeah.
And we will see you on the next vlog in about a week. Ta-ra. What do you reckon, Ralph? Ball. Bye.